Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I would like to present about my final alternative assessment regarding my group project system, which is LITE apps. Before I start the presentation, I would like to introduce myself first, which is my name is Muhd Eiman Hakimy Bin Shahrum. I'm from Alustar Kedah and I'm the second year student of Multimedia Science Computer at UTMJB. So with that, I will start the presentation about our system and LITE apps. Alright. We go to the next slide, which is for overview of the project, where for this project, we are given the task to solve the problem faced by our stakeholder from Maybank regarding their application, which is May apps. The current project is to resolve the current issue faced, which is to attract the Maybank customer age 45 and above to use the May application. The objective of the project is where we, as a system analysis and design team, need to study how the problem arises on the original system and need to create a new system for the customer at 45 and above to use this facility. We were given the time to study and do a prototype for a new system. So that means like what we are doing right now is we need to review the original system of our stakeholder, which is Maybank and May application, and we need to create a new system for May to solve this problem. So if you look at the left side, this picture is an overall GUI according to the model that I choose. So how the user interface of the new system look and also how the models work. I will tell you more detail about this later. So now we go to the next slide, which is about the overall physical DFD to be system for main-like apps. What we can see is where our DFD show how our new system main-like apps work and the flow that occur on the each model. In our DFD, there are 8 process which is create account, login, manage profile, transfer process, verify process, pay payment, generate receipt, and generate transaction history. The yellow box in the right side is where the model that I choose for my first for, which is transfer money process. So next, we will go to the next we will go to the next page, which is about the transfer money model. Okay, so this is a model that I choose, that this transfer money process, where this money process is an important functionality for our new system in Mainline apps. On the right is a physical chart diagram for the transfer model, where in this chart diagram will show how this money transfer process apply physically. So I will tell you how about my models work. So the system start where the user select the transfer option, which will take to the user to the transfer page. Next, in the process 4.1 until 4.5, as you can see in the chart diagram, the user need to fill out all the required form. So for process 1.6, the user need to enter the amount the user want to send to the recipient user. And in the process 1.7, the system will ask for the confirmation first, and in the process 1.8, which is it will verify the process, where if the user has made sure all the details are correct, the system will process all the transfer and all the transfer detail will be stored in the transfer record database. And it will display the receipt to indicate the money was successfully transferred. So that's how the flow for this transfer process. Next, we go to the next slide, which is about process specification. So for the process specification part, where is it? For this money transfer model has two process specification. The first is to fill the transfer money form, and the last is to verify the transfer money process. I will tell the first one first, which is for the part of fill the transfer money form, is where in the process logic, it has two situations, where if the user finish filling out the transfer money form, then the user will be taken to the next process. While in the user, if the user does not fill any form in the transfer form, then the system will not allow the user to go to the next process. So we go to the second process specification, which is the second is about the process specification to verify the money transfer process. In the process logic, where it also has two situations, where if the detail entered by user is correct, then in the process will verify this process as successful. While if the user put the wrong details, such as account number or maybe the total amount, the total amount that exceed the account balance, then the system will send an error message to the user to indicate that the process was not successful. I will explain how this will happen in the prototype demo section. But before that, I would like to present what's my self-reflection I got while doing this task. So, so for self-reflection, system analysis and design is not a new topic to me because I took it during my diploma. But learning this subject with Miss Wong and as a degree student is one of the most challenging and interesting thing. For me, I felt this semester, even as a very student, I found online studying to be extremely stressful and difficult, but I was able to persevere due to the fundamental information I have and my group mates, including classmates who are always kind and compassionate toward me. Miss Wong was able to educate properly and ensure that the content reached our mind and was truly understood. The level of difficulty I faced was moderate owing to the online class, but it was enjoyable. And my ability to think about design has improved as a result of this topic, for which I'm grateful to Miss Wong and my classmate, particularly my favorite groupmate. So next, like how this high fidelity prototype is aligned with my overall SAD understanding and knowledge. So as we know, to build a prototype, we must first go through the series of the step and we can skip straight to the prototype design step, which is we need to create a chart diagram to demonstrate the intricacies of how the part will function if we didn't illustrate it. Before beginning the prototype, we must first need to understand the problem that has been faced by our stakeholder of user. Based on the challenge, we can brainstorm to create a list and then develop the solution for our stakeholder and also user. Before we start troubleshooting, the DFD figure has the first impact of the prototype design. That's why the DFD diagram for their step need to be detailed, so their problem interface for the prototype are less complicated in our case. Alright, next. Well, we will go to the last part where I will show the prototype demo about the selected model that I choose, which is transfer money model, like how it's load and also how it's work according to the DFD that I follow. So we will go to the Figma website, which is where I create the prototype for this system. So here, as you can see right now, this is the overview of my GUI, like how our system looks like, how our LITE apps looks like. So here, as you can see, I will open the prototype first, which is like if your user want to use the transfer money process, the user need to click this button first, which is the transfer send money button. If the user want to use the transfer facility. So here, when the user click the transfer money button, the user will be taken to the transfer page, which is that in here, the system will display all the requirement form for transfer money form, which is that the user need to fill. So the first step is that the user need to put like which account that he want to use. So like example, I will choose saving account. So next, we need to know like what's our what type of band that our recipient user use. So for example, my recipient user use Maybank, so I will click Maybank, so it will show Maybank here. Next, we go to the transaction type, which is it will show two type of transaction, which is we have instant transfer and gyro transfer. So for example, we will choose instant transfer. And next, the user need to put the recipient account number. So when the user click here, the user need to put the recipient account number according to the what type of band that he use. So this is the example, recipient account number, and finally, the user can put any transfer detail, so that the so any detail like example, here your money. So our recipient know that know more detail about this transfer. So after the user fill all this transfer process form, the user need to click next, and after that the user will be taken to the amount, to put the amount page, which is the user need to put like how much money that the user want to transfer. So like right now, for example, I will put like 200. So after the user already put like how many money that he want to transfer, if the user just need to click confirm transfer. So next, the user will be taken to the confirm transfer display, which is that in this page, it will show all the transfer details first for the user, so that the user can confirm that all the detail in here for transfer process is true. So that's next, after the user already confirmed that all the transfer detail is correct, then what the user need to do is that user need to click this button. So after the user click the confirm button, it will show the transfer receipt, which it will show that the transfer process already successfully. So I got this all from me for presentation about my alternative assessment. So before parting, I would like to thank you for my group, which is group 7, where this group has helped me a lot and successfully complete this task with excellence. And not forgetting also to Dr. Elia Wong, who has taught us for this subject and helped us to complete this project. So I think that's it, and thank you.